Is up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, day traders, cloud swing traders. Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. Hope you guys are ready. We got Al in the house. We got Albert. Good morning to you. Bill, Brian, Corey, Julie's in the house. Good morning to Jason, J, Jill, Joe. We got Lenandro. Good morning to you. Lauren's in the house. Marius, Matthew, Miguel. Good morning. We got Paul in the house. Paul, are you new? I don't think I've seen you before. Or maybe you just hop in after. Whatever. Good morning to you. We got Tommy in the house as well. All my peeps out in YouTube land. Good. Tommy says good morning, Dan, and everyone. Newbie here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's make a trader too. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's make some more today. Hey, love trading in my blood. Beautiful. We got all my peeps out in YouTube land. Good morning to you. We got Santilla. We got No Till. Liza's in the house. Good morning, all my party people. We got the Spy waking up today. So Spy is giving us a little bit of a bounce. I mean, I don't expect. I really don't. This keep in mind if you guys are not aware, because I had to like triple check and ask people just to be sure. But the market is closed on Friday, so it's a shorter week this week. I'm really not expecting that much. I think the market had about like 0.8 priced in both directions, so probably not a tremendously exciting week with the shorter time frame. That being said, yesterday at the Spy, we did kind of close with just a little tiny doji, nothing too crazy. Today, though, we are getting a gap above it. Paul says I'm an AI assistant helping Paul. Paul Beats. I know Paul Beats. Ah, yeah. Something with Zoom and it has like AI or something, some craziness now. I don't know. Everything's got AI. Everything. I bought a Hershey's bar, came with free AI. I don't even know. I don't even know how it's possible. But we do have a little bit of a gap up on the market today. So all the way above yesterday's high, which is good. We do have our support built in 520.54. So we'll see if that one could get some kind of bounce on that. And then otherwise we got 521.77 is our resistance. So I don't know. Do we have enough momentum to really break through? We're really all of this, the last 3 days have been, kind of just retesting. And we did that retest yesterday. We finally made it down to cover this big breakout candle that came in on the 20th. So this gap up here was just one big retest candle. So we've done that. I still think momentum is bullish. So let's see how the support works, right? This is a gap and go. I don't know how many bulls we're really trapping on it because it's not like we're breaking out of a key pivot or anything like that. And we do have a little bit of support above resistance at 521.77. So we'll see what happens on that. Yeah. Someone says Donald Trump stock. Yeah, you could trade DJT for the first time today. Okay, I don't know if you can still trade DWAC though. Is DWAC still? I think DWAC's still a thing. We'll check that out in a second. But yeah, today's the first day. So for all you people who want to get into DJT, which that I believe is Truth Social, but I thought DWAC, which was a spec, I haven't looked into it enough to see exactly what I'm buying. But does it matter? Oh, so DJT, so DWAC did change. Okay, Miguel saying DWAC changed over. Okay. Okay, we'll check that out. So it is still DWAC. We got confirmation in the chat. Perfect. Q's nice little gap up as well. So support, pretty decent levels of support below us, 446.09. Maybe it's 446.09. I'll go with that. One lower than that is 445.51, but we're starting to put in a decent shelf. We have a good gap on this one as well. Maybe even a little bit more room than the Q's. I got resistance at 448.20. So again, the question really is today going to be a do nothing day and we have a good looking gap across the board and nothing much happens, or are the bulls going to try to step in and can we potentially see new highs today? So in order for the Qs to get there, we do have to break this 448.29 and then obviously the high of this market 449.35. Check out TLT real quick. TLT still just chopping around this area. It's a lot of red candles, but none of them you get a lot of these like this is technically a higher day than all this. This is what should have held. Okay, we pulled back. We just came in for a retest, and we're just chopping in the bond market. So nothing really going crazy there yet. And I'm still surprised the market's doing pretty extremely well without any of that happening. Cindy says sound has a gap and go. SOUN. Soundhound. Check that one out. If you guys got tickers, you could throw those into the chat. Let's see. So we got Fibonacci would be. I think we broke through the 618. Let's see though. Maybe, maybe not. Can't even get my mouse up high enough. I gotta readjust this, get this a little bit higher. There we go. Yeah, so we definitely crushed through that 618 of the last move. We are holding this 78% retracement, which is not usually the strongest. We are going to have a moving average above us. That being said, though, in terms of just the volume areas, yeah, we do have this over here. Gap and go, not crazy volume yesterday. Is this on news? Oh, there we go. We got some more AI now. So we got SoundHound AI rolls out first chat GPT enabled voice. That's what Paul's using that right now. Enable voice assistant in Japanese vehicles. I didn't know Paul was driving Japanese vehicles, but okay. That guy is multi-talented. All right, so we got sound. So nice little we do have a lot of room on SoundHound. So I want to give it some credit. 771 to the extreme high side. We are going to have a lot of different resistance in here, maybe like 694. That's still a good move, though. All right, we'll pump this one up a little bit higher on the list. We'll see how this one wants to trade. I'm not opposed to it because, again, first of all, SoundHound, it's got AI in the name. Not bad. It is a gap and go, so not bad. And then we do have a stretch goal would be a decent little move. So we'll keep that one out there. So can I pull up even DWAC, or do they automatically change it? So I still have DWAC listed, but I don't know again if I'm. Yeah, that's just news. Can I get to the Donald J. Trump one yet? Dow Jones Transportation. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. For some reason, I can't pull it up yet. The only thing I could pull up is DWAC, unless there's a certain time during the day that this thing rolls over. But yep, today will be the first time, and I don't know what happens to Dow Jones. It just goes away. I don't know. Trading View says DWAC invalid symbol. Not for me. I don't know why. They still want me to trade DWAC as opposed to new one. On your Trading View, Miguel, when you type in DJT, are you getting the right ticker or are you getting Dow Jones Transportation? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Mine didn't sync up yet, I guess. Daylight savings or something like that, I guess. All right, let me see if there's any other tickers we missed. Yep, so I got a couple for DNOT. Krispy Kreme. Is that on earnings or Krispy Kreme jumps after donut deal with McDonald's? That's probably a strong deal. These guys had it all. These guys were literally everywhere, and they just gave it all up. Good case of expanding way too quickly. But I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like the donuts. I think the last time I had it, I was in Florida though. It was still big in Florida, New York, and PA. A little tougher to find. I think New York, you can find them in gas stations. Maybe it's about the end of it. But I'm not gonna lie, I ate too many in Florida. Like the whole box. I was like, "Hey, family, this is yours," and then didn't get any. So, we do have a little bit of resistance here that we're opening into 1447. Otherwise, it is an extremely good gap, and then there's some good news for Krispy Kreme. That's it's a major partnership. We'll watch it. Let me see if I can put this on the list, but that is a good gap up. Let me add DNOT. Scroll this one higher up. Just in case. I don't know how the volume is normally with Krispy Kreme. Today, I would assume, especially with this gap up. My biggest concern on this one, to go bullish, I would probably I probably would look more for a fade on this one. There's been, I mean, from even back here, August 2021, you have a lot of people that are just been either down or just been holding their positions. And we are opening into a little bit of not nothing crazy, but tiny little bit of resistance. I'm kind of curious if those guys would like to take some gains off the table and say, all right, this is a good one for me, or if they think this deal is strong enough where they're just going to try to hold through. But that would be my biggest concern. I think there's probably some bag holders on this one. Even built up some consolidation here, and then they look good for 2 seconds, immediate drop. You probably have a lot of bag holders on Krispy Kreme. I would assume. Cocoa at a premium, $10,000 to the moon. Uh, well, if cocoa, the cost of cocoa is up to $10,000, that would be a bad thing actually for Hershey, because each Hershey bar would have to cost $27, which I'm not sure that's not too far from the price that they got now. Tesla, yeah, Tesla's got a good gap on it today too. It's starting to get interesting. Anything past 180, I think it starts to get fun. Um, we've seen Tesla make these little bit of runs and then just constantly come down to new lows. Obviously, I've been looking at this 163.34. This is a pretty interesting gap though. We do have some resistance probably in the 178.87. The one right after that becomes 180.63. After that, we have a good move to probably about 189. Um, I don't think the news is that crazy, but from what I hear, they're going to start pushing the full service driving, full self driving feature a little bit more, where they want somebody, and I mean, you're going to have to pay people, but pretty much when you get your car delivered, they have a guy showing you how to use full service driving, full self driving. And that is like a 10K upgrade, so that might be a good deal. I mean, if whoever's doing the demos could sell enough of them, I suppose. But that would also be subscription basis. So long term subscription basis would pay off. And then if enough people start using self driving features, I think that'd be decent. But I think they also had a downgrade too to 120. Let me see. Highlighting new reporting from Italian news outlets suggesting Italy's industry ministry officials have reached out to Tesla in regards to potentially manufacturing electric trucks. Okay, so the Italianos are coming through on Tesla today, looks like too. There we go. What else is going on? So yeah, Bernstein analyst on Tuesday became the latest analyst who cut estimates on Tesla. So they also have this, which is negative news. So anywhere from 150 to 120. But on a technical basis, this is a really good gap. We do have a little bit of resistance right above us. So I'd like to see what happens there. Might be a good candidate for the high wave out of the gate. So if we could get a good 3-minute high wave candle, I think I'd be on board with that one. Trying to take it long. See if we get through that 180.63, and then I think we have a decent home run on our hands. But we'll see. Near miner CLSK took over Mara. How long was I sleeping for? Yeah, a lot of stuff happened last night. CLSK. Clean Spark. Oh, price wise, I was gonna say I didn't hear anything about any takeovers of Martyr. But yeah, great candle yesterday. Good follow through. Probably looking for a continuation. This is a big candle though, so I think I'd have to wait for some kind of a retest. I'd start looking maybe about $22.01. Otherwise, maybe we get back down to that previous VWAP 2110 would be an interesting buy spot. But it's a nice breakout candle. Very good close on it. Toward the highs of this one, we actually put in a little bit more range than this. So I would look for continuation. Would rather get the pullback first. But obviously you can see that blue line. That was all consolidation. Good break here. Nice little hammer right off of that. What was previous resistance, now support. And I would look for continuation on Clean Spark. This is Really not a whole lot holding us back. Again, there's your good resistance that we're kind of sitting at. Probably takes us. We have a gap fill up here. I don't know. I mean, we're still gonna get one more resistance, 24.59. Otherwise, we do have this gap fill all the way up at like $29, 29.22, something like that. Ulta, you're in on a put. ULTA. Mm, Ulta Beauty gapping up a little bit. $2 gap up. You're at very good support where we kind of closed that. So really for this put to work, and you're still gonna have this one moving average you got to deal with, but you're gonna want the price to break down to 499.65. The put is not in trouble yet. There is again pretty good support right around the zone. But your first resistance on this thing is going to be 510.98. So I think if you start to break through that, I would look to just almost exit out or try to play it the other way with some calls to hedge against it. But I would assume you're going to get some chop in here first. So more than likely, I think you just hit this. That's probably the high for today. And it does look, I mean, that's a weak breakdown. So probably a little chop in here, trade sideways. And then from that point, it's either this or this, but I don't expect a big, just full out bullish engulfing candle today to come in. So I think you're still okay, but I would definitely watch out for that little zone down there. Keep in mind that too, the entire market's moving up higher. So a $2 gap is not a huge percent wise. It's not even a $2 gap. It's really like $1.50 on Ulta, but it is gapping up with the rest of the market. So ARM is squeezing. Looks great. ARM. Let's take some of this off. Where are we opening? ARM. We've got a couple spots of resistance. One is from yesterday that we're opening right at right now. Let me see the smaller time frame on this. Might be a fun pre-market break. You got all your moving averages lined up. You do have, again, we have yesterday's little resistance. I'd probably be looking to go something like this on this one if I want to try to play it. I don't know how big the squeeze, how big the shorts are on these. We'll check that out in a second. Actually, that'd be interesting. And then maybe we come down to here for my stop, something like this. I don't know if that's too much. No, it's not too much. It's about $1 and change, buck 80, something like that. So you probably need somewhere close to up here for target. It's a rough target, not based on anything, just drawing a line out. It's roughly probably about a 1 point. That's probably about a 1.4. So we'll see that on the daily real quick. Yeah, even coming into this move up here, so that'd be decent. 143.81, and then obviously we could get a little bit more momentum. Great. The next target up would be about 146.75. Let's check out the short float on this Finviz ARM. I didn't think that they had a big short float, but I could be wrong. Yeah. Yeah. So 0.88. So not a big short float. So you're not gonna get the squeeze, but definitely looks good for probably more continuation. And again, the one thing about this target, this one where I drew 143, I think it was 81 actually, but somewhere in that zone, we actually hit that yesterday. So as long as we could get past this little support or resistance at 140.67, uh, I do think 143.81 is the next target. We've already hit that, so I think we're a little bit more likely to break through, and we're probably looking for like 146.66. So I do agree. ARM could have a pretty decent day today. We could just make that one more step. I would love to see maybe a high wave at open would be good. Red high wave candle. We could take a break, something for a good setup. Otherwise, this is just taking that pre-market break. And we still have about 9 minutes until that morning ding, 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 ding. So we'll see. Coinbase, you want to take a look at? Yeah, Bitcoin was pumping a little bit last night. Probably again, look for continuation. This is still inside day from yesterday on Coinbase. Would love to see a little pullback to 278.66, and then I do think we probably are sitting at a little bit more kind of follow through on this one. Continuation. There's not really a whole heck of a lot up here to hold us down until about 319, 318. So that's still about $40 to the higher side. Reddit. Does Reddit make any money? I don't know. I wanted personally, and I might miss the entire trade. I don't own shares. I didn't buy any. I know a couple of you guys, even in YouTube land, are telling me Reddit. It's got a good gap on it. It's a retest gap. It's still very new, right? So I don't have much in terms of technicals to go off of, except for anybody that did buy this candle. Great close yesterday. Probably look for a retest. Um, the one thing, and again, I was kidding about the Hershey bar and AI, but I'm not at the same time. I mean, AI is everywhere. It's legitimately everywhere. Um, as soon as this thing came out, and again, I don't think they actually make money yet. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm just going off of what I was looking at. I don't think they make money, but what the one thing was is that they are every single person talking head on TV and internet and everywhere else was like, yeah, their data is going to be good. They're great data for AI, and they're partnering with all these people, and it's going to be amazing. I'm like, okay, but has it happened yet? This company's been around for 20 years. It's not a new company, right? So 20 years, you're still not making money. I don't know. I don't know about Red. It's probably a stay away from me, but yeah, looking for some kind of a retest. At least a retest of the close 59.79 gives me a better shot. But it seems like I got a decent amount of volume, somewhere closer to 51 if I want to really try to make a play on Reddit. But yeah, I don't know. What's the ticker for Truth Social? That's hitting the Nasdaq DJT, aka Donald J. Trump. Uh-huh. Now you could be a part of politics too. All you have to do is buy some DJT. Make the stock market great again. Apple, China iPhone shipments down 33%. AAPL, is that news from today? Uh, Apple, yeah. I mean, it's doing something different already, and it's been weak for a while. You do have at least a decent support. We were looking at this one in the mentor group last night, but you have a little bit of support down here. So really looking for like 169.50 to hold. We already hit that one yesterday, but high wave candle, some support. Probably a little bit more of a chop day. I do think if we start to lose this 169.50 though, we were looking at this. There's not a whole heck of a lot of volume in this area until probably about 155. So right now, at least, Apple's kind of lost a step. I think they're speaking of AI. I mean, somehow Reddit is somehow beating them in the AI conversation. I don't know how, but they haven't really come out and done anything AI related. And I think they're starting to lose a little bit of that steam momentum, even down to this next volume zone. So this is 165.86. I think will be the next target again if we start breaking that 169.50. We've already hit that one, so I think this is a little bit easier to break down, and then maybe like 164, 161.92, 159, and then probably into this like 155 zone. So we'll have to watch it. Again, I don't think Apple goes to zero. I don't think there's a world where we see that Apple's not around the next 10 years. But that's what they said about BlackBerry, so be careful. I don't know. I don't know. All right, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, Apple is a little bit different than the rest of the market. Still kind of at that little chop zone though. So anything below 169. Got DJ Renee Luna in the house. What's happening? All right, we got ALAB, Astrolabs. Astrolabs. Yeah, another IPO. Still moving. We're starting to get back to where every IPO goes nuts. I think one of the most expensive IPOs was Rivian. Keep that in mind. I forget where it opened, $50, $60, something like that, and it ran up to 120, 130, something like whatever it was, and now it's sitting at $10, and people are like, nah, they got about 6 months until they're e-liquid. I'm like, okay, all right. But Astrolabs, again, I don't know the financials on them, but yeah, 4 days of data. This is moving a little bit like Reddit right now. So I'd see if there's a little pullback in this one first. If you want to try this thing, give yourself risk reward. $80.76. Stop somewhere around 64.91. I'd treat it as a swing trade. But at least historically, most stocks that IPO have come underneath that IPO price at some time in the future. Even like the Facebooks of the world have done it. So uh I'm not a chaser. I think when he says when he says I wait 60 days before buying IPOs, it makes sense. There's also strategies around trading it, but it's like right when it comes out, uh you're getting in decent shares and just kind of riding that first momentum play up. But there's some ways. We got yep. So Tesla, we did take a look at Tesla already, but since it's my girl Lyra, we'll take a look real quick again. So this is a really nice gap. It's definitely high on my list to watch for today. We got this one little spot somewhere around 178.79. I'll call it 178.80. But if it could break that, I got one more spot here, 180.49, and then we got a good move up to like 189. So Tesla could have a good day. What I'm really looking for this one is some kind of initial pullback. This is a retest gap, so some kind of pullback, maybe even into like this 176.46 zone. But any kind of high wave candle, I wouldn't mind trying the breakout on it. See if we could hit that. XLE. How much time we got left? 2 more minutes into the opening bell. XLE. Inside day still looks good. If you're in it, great. I don't think I would be establishing a new position here. It's already up pretty massively. Still into a little bit of resistance. Yeah, we got a pretty decent longer term resistance somewhere around 94.24, but it's got good momentum in it. If this thing pulls back, I think buying the dip on it might make some sense into the energy sector. We've seen prices of oil go, so DJT off to the races. I still don't have DJT. I don't know. My system's broken. You know what? No, maybe I just got to refresh. Let me reload. I'm gonna reload this one. Now let's see if I get DJT instead of DWAC. DJT. No, yeah, they're still not giving it to me. Still not. My system's broken. Unless Donald Trump stock is coming out at $15,909. Maybe the best stock ever. It's never been an IPO like this one ever. All right, everybody on YouTube land, I appreciate you joining us each and every day. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. The market is open, so I have to disconnect. You guys are incredible. Be safe in the markets. Again, not a big news week, but there's some fun things out there today for sure. Better than I've seen quite some time. So we'll see how it goes.